Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Twat Talk. I'm your host, Roscoe M. And today I want to talk to you guys about where the hell I've been. There's not been a podcast episode in quite a while. And I kinda want to talk about also this year because I did a video about it, but I haven't done a podcast about it. Sort of reflecting on 2021. So let's talk about it. So the first thing is where have I been? For the last month, I've had PC problems where essentially I've just not been able to do anything because my PC was completely out of action. So the podcast had to stop and stuff like that. Um, and I've just kind of been around for a month, not being able to do anything. But I'm back now, thank God. I can get back to what I'm doing. I'm already working on videos again and stuff, and having a good time trying to get back into it. But yeah, I'm going to talk about a few things that have happened to me over the course of 2021. Um, First off, the podcast has very much been quite me focused this year, which has been interesting. All the episodes from 2021, I think, or at least most of them, have just been me on my own. We started off very strong with talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake with Casey. That's a very good episode. We did quite a few interviews this year. I interviewed Rex Marbus. I interviewed Paddy Plays, which were two of my favourite guests to have on. I'm pretty sure this year also Alan made his debut. Um, and also the majority of the episodes have been this year. We went from starting off the year with episode 7, and we are now on episode 24. That's insane. 24 episodes of this goddamn podcast of me just chatting shit. I had no idea I had so much to talk about, but apparently I did. Um, yeah, I did quite a lot of stuff with the podcast this year. Like I say, a lot of it was very me focused, because I was kind of just having one of those years. Started off all on my own and stuff like that. In March, March 18th was episode 8, all on my own, and that one was really fun. It was the first time I'd ever done that. And it set the standard for kind of what would happen this year, with a lot of the me focused episodes being around 30 to 40 minutes. Um, and stuff like that. I did the first one where I was really tired, late night shite talk. I did that. What else have I done? I did Vaccinated and Fucked, which was very hilarious. Because I did that one while ill. If you guys remember, I did that one while ill from getting the vaccine. Update on that: I got the booster not long ago, and I was perfectly fine. Just a bit of a sore arm for a couple of days, and that was it. So what the fuck's going on with that? I have no idea. And then towards the end of the year, we got a little bit more introspective. I took inspiration from Jacksepticeye, talked about the media that shaped me, to allow you guys to get an idea of what kind of things have influenced me all throughout my life. From music to YouTubers to games to shows that I used to watch and stuff like that. And I also want to talk about the fact that episode 21 as well, I did not expect that to be. When I went into it, I didn't expect that to be as dark as it got. It's the only episode so far that I have put a warning on in the title because I thought it was necessary. It's the only time I've ever done that. I'm not going to go through that again. But yeah, this year was very introspective for me personally. Um, I felt like this year was a year that I kind of just vibed, and I think everyone kind of has those years where you just sort of you feel as if the entire time you're just going through the motions. I never felt as if I did anything particularly spectacular, um, on the internet or off the internet. I never feel as if I really, pushed myself to do something great. And this year was kind of just me going through the motions, and it was quite a transitional year, especially in the later half. Really the whole year I've been transitioning as a person. My personal life has been changing a fair amount. And I guess that's the first thing I'll talk about, is this year being very transitional. 2021 was the year that I stopped, like, my high school. I don't know what you call it. My time at high school ended, which means that now I'm out in the adult world, which is scary as fuck. By the way, can I point out, it's scary as shit, and I'm not even out there fully. Like, I'm still living at home with my family and things like that. But it's just, yeah, it's scary now that I'm more responsible for myself than I've ever been. But it's also fun. My limits have been pushed as to what I'm comfortable with. But also, what it meant was going from high school, where, you see people every single day, to suddenly not seeing a lot of these people at all. A lot of my friends quite a few of my friends moved away for uni, or were all busy. So don't get to see each other as much, whereas obviously before we were seeing each other every single day, apart from like weekends. And it's been an eye-opener, really, because I never truly took in how, what's the word? I think the way to put it would be like the fact that I don't go out much really showed throughout 2021. Especially in the later part after high school ended, because the majority of my social interaction that kept me feeling, like, that stopped me from feeling lonely, it was all at school. And I basically realized that I don't actually go out a whole lot, and I don't socialize a whole bunch, which is something I definitely need to work on. I need to find people to hang out with outside, because I am losing it in here. As much as I love making content, making videos and stuff like that, it can get very, very lonely if you don't balance it, and my balance is completely off because of how I've been perceiving my online versus offline presence, due to the fact that I was forced to be offline. But now that I have basically no limits, apart from like a couple days, like 2 days out of a week, it's highlighted how little I actually, like, how off the balance is, and that's something I definitely need to work on. I certainly seen, that was the main change I noticed this year, was how lonely I felt, and how alone, like how often I would be sitting in my room with no one to talk to and stuff like that. And it was insane. And I never mean this, and when I say I'm lonely, I have friends, but what I mean is sort of that thing where it's like what I talked about in episode 21, surrounded in a room full of people, but yet you have no one to make conversation with. That kind of feeling. And I noticed I had a lot of that throughout this year. And stuff like that. Not going to make this episode really depressing, though, because this is just me reflecting on 2021 and kind of rambling about it and shit like that. So let's move on to something else that happened, which was... I can't even think when it was. I think it was about a month ago, when I... basically, for the majority of this year, I have had problems with my toe. One of my toes. I've had problems with my big toe on my right foot, where it's been in pain. I've had to get different shoes. Walking on it for too long causes it to swell up and stuff like that. And finally, after putting it off for a long, long time, I went to the podiatrist, which is essentially the toe, like a toe specialist. I finally went, and I had to have my toenail removed. I've only spoken about this on my Instagram, but I had to get it removed because just for the simple reason of the toenail was so like ingrown, and that's what was causing the swelling and all the pain and everything. And it just like the podiatrist literally took one look at it and said, "Okay, that has to go." So away it went. It's no longer there. It's been healing for the past month. It's healing really well, actually. Hopefully, I should be out of like the dressings and everything soon. But my toe is now back to normal size as well. Just waiting on the last couple of parts. I can get into normal shoes again. For the last wee while, I've been walking around without, with like that part of my shoe cut out. I took like an old pair of trainers and just cut the toe out of them because it was easier for me to walk in. I no longer have to do that, thank God. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back to normal soon. What else have I done? In terms of games, there's not been a whole lot. There's been a couple of reviews for Resident Evil for the Resident Evil stuff. I've done 1, 2, 4, and 5. And then I also reviewed the PS2 Ninja Turtles game. That one was sparked to be the most popular video on my channel, and I don't know how. I didn't know that there was such a dedicated fan base for this. 1, for that show, and 2, for like the PS2 game in particular. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how that's happened, but hey. But like I said, a lot of this year has just felt like going through the motions. Just making videos, doing the stuff that I want to. Multiplayer content really took a back seat, especially Siege, when I used to be so consistent with Siege, but now it's more the case of I just kind of fell out with Siege for a while. I wasn't liking the direction the game was going in. Every new update used to like bug the shit out of me. And now Siege is finally in a place where I can enjoy it again. I've always enjoyed Siege. Like, I've enjoyed Siege for years at its core. Like, the core of what Siege is. But they kept adding so much bullshit to it that I just hated. Like changing things for like no reason when there's still massive fucking bugs in the game. And it always used to just really annoy me. But now Siege is now in a place, this season in particular, where I feel like it's a lot better. Finally, it's it's kind of coming back. Resident Evil 8 came out. That has been probably my favorite game of the year, was Resident Evil 8. Flat out. Like, that's it. That's nothing tops Resident Evil 8 for me that came out this year. Because for me there wasn't a whole lot of anticipated releases. And yeah. So that was the one game this year that I was really looking forward to. And it certainly delivered. It definitely delivered. Looking at other stuff, we played Little Nightmares this year. I've covered all this in my video as well, but I'd like to cover it here as well. Tried out Metal Gear Solid, the original. Didn't really like it. Sorry, Metal Gear Solid fans, but it's just not my thing. I started shitposting a lot as well, like just posting little random clips that I had, because they were funny. Tried out Apex, thought it was okay. Did our first community night on Twitch. That one was really fun to do. I really enjoyed that, and I want to see if I can do another, but streaming's a bit of a no-go. In general, I might be able to start doing it again. Who knows? We did quite a few playthroughs this year. Call of Duty, we did 2 Call of Duties back to back, 2 classic Call of Duties back to back. We did Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Those were really fun, but recording all of those in one night was just such a mistake. Recording like all of Black Ops 2 in a night and then all of Modern Warfare 3 another night, it was just horrible. And I can tell you what, I'm never doing that shit again. I'm never recording an entire playthrough in one night, because especially with those games, you can see me get more tired as the game goes on, like each video, you can see me get more and more like just completely done with it, and it's kind of funny, really, at the end, when I'm just completely done. What else do we do? Tried out Payday as well. That ended up being a really fun game that I really enjoyed. Nice game to just hop into and just beat the shit out of some cops, kill some people, you know, rob some banks. Real fun. Cold War came out, didn't really have much to do with that. Quite a few streams this year, actually, more than I thought. And yeah, I've reached the end with the GTA video that started off the whole year, which I was very proud of. But yeah, it's like I say, it's been a year of kind of just going through the motions and stuff like that. So let's talk about some other stuff. All right. Due to my PC problems, I was obviously not able to play a lot of the games that I would normally play. So I got more into my Switch than I've ever been. And one of the games that I really bloody enjoyed when I was playing on the Switch was Super Mario Odyssey. I love Super Mario. Like, I don't know, there's something about raw platformers that I love. You know, because you get games like, God, I'm trying to think, you know, stuff like Cuphead, which is a platformer at heart, but it also has so many things on top of it, plus it's known for being a difficult game. You know, you get a lot of those games. Like, they are platformers, but they also have so many other things going on as well that the platforming is kind of just something that you do in order to get through it. I love pure platformers. Stuff like Mario, things like Crash Bandicoot, those to me are like soul platformers. You know, the entire game is about the platforming. And that meant the Super Mario Odyssey was right up my alley because it has so many interesting different things going on all throughout the game. And it's always to do with the platforming. You know, and it's about using like all of Mario's mechanics to try and figure out puzzles, but they're all platforming puzzles. Sorry, can't talk. You know, people would probably say to me, like, Super Mario Odyssey is not a pure platformer. I think it is, because for the most part, like, everything is about the platforming. You know, it's about it's about all the ways that you can traverse the world. There's not a whole lot of things where it's just, you know, do this, which doesn't involve anything to do with previous Mario mechanics. No, everything is about the Mario mechanics themselves. And it's very similar, actually, to Mario 64, which I also tried this year. Mario 64 has not aged amazingly. I wouldn't say it's one of the best platforms of all time, but for the first ever 3D platformer, really good. I also tried out Mario Sunshine briefly. It's okay. I haven't gotten far enough in, but some of the stuff is kind of weird, and I don't really like some of it. But hey, it's not going to be for everyone, and I'm sure Mario Sunshine has its fans, and to those of you that enjoy it, good on you. But I don't think it's going to be my thing, and I've not tried out Galaxy yet. I will get to that soon. Other games I've tried on my Switch were Smash Bros. For the first time. Really fun. Cloudman. Fuck the rest of them. Fuck the rest of the characters. I love Cloud. Final Fantasy VII is one of the best games ever made. Cloud's one of the best characters in Smash. Fuck you. Close second, Lil Mac. Lil Mac is a close second. Luigi's Mansion 3, that's quite fun. I'm enjoying that as I work my way through it. Just a bit, just a little bit at a time and stuff like that. And I think that's round about everything I've tried on my Switch. In terms of the PS4, I beat Resident Evil 7 for the first time. Which is surprising because I've had it on my PC for years and I've just not touched it. Because I honestly thought that it would scare me too much. But now I've played it a couple times. I'm okay with it. I would have had to play it anyway to review it. But now I'm glad that I can go into the review with, kind of knowing the game a little bit beforehand, and I can at least talk about it a little before even replaying it. Maybe I'll notice some stuff when I replay it. Who knows? But yeah, I'm struggling to think of stuff right now on what to talk about, because I've done most of the kind of reflecting and things like that just right now. And like I say, it's 2021 has been a weird year. It's like I say, it's been the year where I've just kind of been there, and I've sort of just, yeah. That's the best way to sum it. 2021 has been a very year. A year of transition, a year of just going through the motions and just kind of living and stuff like that, and just trying to get through it. And a year of change. And hopefully 2022 will yield better results. Hopefully by the time that I do this next year, if I'm still doing this podcast, I think I will be. I like it. But hopefully by this time next year, I will be in a better place. That sounds really horrible, actually. Hopefully I'll be in a better position, I'll say, than what I am right now. Not that I'm in a bad position right now, but hopefully I'll have had a better year and I can have a more positive outlook going forward. But I'm excited for next year. I'm excited to see what happens, and hopefully the content will be better as well. I've got some really good stuff planned, and I think you guys are going to like it. Hopefully all of you will check out my YouTube channel as well as this podcast. And for those of you that are here on YouTube, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout 2021. You guys have been amazing. And everyone who's listened to the podcast on Spotify or whatever you listen to it on, you guys have also been incredible. Thank you so much for supporting this absolute fucking ramble of a show. Can you even call it a show? I have no idea. But I would like to thank my patrons. I would like to thank Onyx for subscribing on Patreon. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram, sub to my Patreon, do all that good shit. If you're listening on Spotify or whatever you listen on, please follow the podcast and show your support. It really means a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.